to another episode of the Hollywood Critics Association Longbox, where we connect the comic books with your favorite movies and television series. My name is Tessa Smith. You guys can find me everywhere at Mama's Geeky, mamasgeeky.com, Mama's Geeky here on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. It's down here.
She's everywhere.
Here.
It's everywhere.
Like Roy Kent, just like Roy Kent. If you've seen Ted Lasso, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Joe. Oh, you're muted. I was going to say.
There we go. Yeah, I was taking my mic. I'm Jonita Davis. I'm at Jonita L. Davis everywhere. And you can find me also at the Black Cape. I also have an article over on Mama's Geeky and here every Tuesday. Also on Moldiversity on YouTube. We do some stuff over there. We have this show called The Mess where we get really, really messy and dramatic and
which is always fun.
Yeah, because there's a lot of messy drama out there, especially Titans this week.
I know. We'll get to that later. You gotta.
Yeah.
She's mad I didn't give her a hint, but I wasn't going to ruin it for her. So oh man. All right. So real quick, I'm going to run down what we're going to talk about. I'm going to actually not go on a tangent. I'm going to say we're going to talk about this, and then we'll get into it. So we're going to talk about real quick. Hulu announced, they just announced the other day, I think maybe even yesterday, that they're going to have Marvel's Hit Monkey, which is one of my favorite comics. He's so much fun. So I'm excited that they're bringing that out there. That's going to be a blast. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Doom Patrol Season 3 starts on Thursday, so we're going to give you a little catch-up from the first couple seasons, and we might even be doing something really special with Doom Patrol, and we'll talk about that a little later. What If was the Killmonger episode. What if Killmonger saved Tony Stark, sort of, because he saves him, then he kills him, but we'll get into that. Also, this was quite an episode. One of my least favorites, unfortunately. Stargirl had the massive showdown between the Injustice Society of America and the Justice Society of America. Finally, they had a big showdown, and now Eclipso's running around, and Shade is hurt, and that's a whole thing we'll talk about. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Titans. And while we are going to talk about Tim Drake being back and how he got shot, we're also going to talk about that Connor and Blackfire. They were getting busy.
For 24 whole hours, man. 20.
That was crazy.
Okay, yeah. We'll talk about it. We'll get into it.
I love them together. I think they're so much fun. So we'll definitely get into that. For sure, we'll get into that. Okay. So first, let's talk a little bit about Hit Monkey. Do you know anything about Hit Monkey at all?
Nothing about Hit Monkey. I was wondering, is he anything like Detective Chimp? On the Justice League Dark, but I don't think so. I think he's a bit different. So tell me about him.
So he's an assassin, right? A trained assassin. And he goes around and he's a ruthless killer, right? Do you ever hear of Kick-Ass and Hit Girl?
Yep.
Sort of in that wheelhouse, right? So a deadly assassin is a monkey, works with this cop, and I know it's crazy. So, but
you just said that. I just wanted to remind you that you just said that.
It's nuts. But one thing I looked up that I didn't know, because I think I read 4 or 5 issues and then I never got back to it. But he does cross paths with Spider-Man and Deadpool in the comics. In Deadpool 19, he actually has a little crossover, and he shoots Spider-Man. Okay. And then he feels bad about it, which I never knew ruthless killer assassins would do that. But apparently he's got a little bit of a heart, right? He is a monkey. But trying to capitalize on that, Spider-Man just fakes his death. He pretends he's dead. It's crazy. And then Deadpool jumps out of the casket so that he can kill Hit Monkey. It's a whole thing. I mean, it feels very a...
Three Stages episode?
Yes, that's in Deadpool 19 if you want to check that out.
Oh, okay.
That's, and then it says Hit Monkey does come back and return for a short cameo later on. But it's just, that's the type of character this is, right? And he's ruthless assassin, but then they find a way to stick him in random stuff like Deadpool and Spider-Man where they just have fun with it. So I'm excited to see, did you watch the MODOK, the Hulu's Marvel's MODOK?
Yes, I watched MODOK. I'm still not sure what that was, but yeah. I wasn't interested at first. It lost me. But then after a couple episodes, it's this is deliciously disturbing. I like it.
So I'm hoping this kind of follows that path, because it is a Marvel on Hulu, just like that was. And I feel like the reason they're putting it on Hulu is because they're making it inappropriate for Disney Plus, right? Or else it would be a Disney Plus show, which was exactly like MODOK, right? And they stuck it on Hulu because it crossed that line. So I'm really hoping that we get that with Hitmonkey. But if you guys want a full dive into of all the characters in Hitmonkey, you can head to mamasgeeky.com. I got that up yesterday when they announced the trailer. So, which is a very small little teaser trailer, but it has me excited. And I just love when they pick obscure stuff from the comics and make it into something. You know what I mean?
Yes. And that's what I keep hammering it home. I'm probably a broken record by now. We have so much in the comics. I love when they pull something out and pull it up and they're like, okay, here's this. And you're like, where did you get that from? Yeah. And it's been in the canon for a long time, you know? Mm-hmm. Like next time I can dive into Hitmonkey and see just how long Hitmonkey's been in from what I was told. He's like an old character. Like, right?
First appearance is in 2010. So
oh, okay, fairly new. Yeah.
So, yeah, fairly new.
Not as old as I thought. I thought he was like a Detective Chimp, like type of thing. Detective Chimp is like an old guy. Think of Sean Connery in like as a chimp. That's Detective Chimp. Okay. And you know, there's like this whole Detective Chimp Wonder Woman affair thing that's like that she's like really ashamed of, but this really goes on in Justice League Dark.
I'm here for that. Actually, that sounds very entertaining.
Yeah, it's in the Justice League Dark comics, and it's so funny to get to read about Constantine to kind of ribbing her on that. But anyway, and I feel like we're going to get that whole dynamic when you add in. Wait a minute, does this mean we're going to get Deadpool on Hulu? Animated?
I mean, that would be amazing. I would love that. I mean, it's just a crossover in one Deadpool episode, but it's like. One Deadpool issue, but when you search Hitmonkey, that's like one of the main things that comes up. I think because it's Deadpool and Spider-Man, and they're obviously more well-known than Hitmonkey. So they're like, hey, this is where you might have seen him, but you can read his own comic. But you never know. There's potential for him to just pop up in one episode. That would be amazing.
Deadpool's my man. I love Deadpool.
Me too.
I love Deadpool because, the breaking the fourth wall, that cynicism, that, his weird... obsession with death, and then finding out death is a chick, and yeah. So anyway, I love it, and I love that because he's like been killed and resurrected so many times that he has this odd, almost enlightening view of what it means to actually die and come back. Mm-hmm. So his view of life is kind of different, I
do.
So I love him. I love his insight, and I love the character.
Click around and see, but anyway, he started in April. I'm just trying to see how many issues there are, but like why is that stuff hard to find sometimes? I don't know.
Well, see, okay, so what I did after I got after I started researching and then got like some wrong stats for one of these shows and was called out in the comments by my husband. Thanks, Don. My son and I went to Barnes and Noble and bought these thick encyclopedias.
Yes, you showed me those.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay. Remember how I said I only read a few, so I don't think I read them all. It looks like there's only 3 and a one shot. So maybe that might be all they had.
Okay, but hear me out. Hear me out. That may be a good thing. That may be a good thing because that means they get to play.
Yeah.
And if are these the same people that did MODOK?
So the television show, it says Hulu will air Hitmonkey, animated series written and executive produced by okay. So Will Speck and Josh Gordon, but it says Jordan Bloom, the co-creator of MODOK, is tied into it. So there you go. Hear me out. But it says it will have a different animation style.
Okay, but still, the writing of MODOK.
Jason Sudeikis is in it too, and I love him.
Okay, and he's in it too. Okay, so this is going to be irreverent as hell. And the fact that the MODOK and Jason Sudeikis get together, I think that, with there not being a lot in canon about this, I don't think they're going to be chained to... They're not going to have the same restrictions as somebody like with a Deadpool or a Spider-Man or character like that. So they can actually remake this character, kind of like they did Falcon. Yeah, like Marvel did Falcon, because I remember in a roundtable I was in, they talked about how Falcon was remade because he didn't have a whole lot. He's been in the comics, but he didn't have a whole lot of a presence. And because he didn't have that much of a presence, well, when they finally started putting him in the movies became the canon.
Right. And then they changed the comic to kind of go along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that happens.
Yeah, it sounds like he wasn't in much. I mean, listen, if he's only in 4 of his own stuff and then he's in Deadpool, feels like, and he's in a couple of Deadpools, I'd be interested. This could be a way of them bringing in Deadpool.
I want to see an animated Deadpool. I do.
I mean, they probably won't, but maybe he'll pop up real quick. I mean, it feels like...
If I would have known that, I would have had I have a t-shirt with the whole Deadpool family. It's a Christmas shirt. Yeah, even with the dead head.
Yes. That's what I wanted to see in Marvel. Zombies.
Yes. But maybe we'll get it here.
Listen, I mean, I'm cool with that.
Y'all know there's like a whole family, Deadpool family, right?
Yeah. I do.
This is like great. I mean, it's so great. Anyway, we'll have to get there. I hope they get there.
Trying to see if I can. We'll just have to see. I'm trying to see if there's a way, but yeah, I mean, I would love to have him pop up. It just feels like if there's only 6 things he's in, and one of them is Deadpool. Fingers crossed, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He later joins up with Domino's incarnation of the Mercs for Money. See? Like, come on. He's also seen with the Howling Commandos once with Old Man Logan, Jubilee, and Dracula. Like, come on. That's what I want. This is I just hope they give us random stuff. Although they'll probably focus completely on Hitmonkey. But I would love some random interactions, so to speak, right? That would be great. So
that would be great.
Maybe. We may get there, we may not. All right. But anyway, so that's coming to Hulu in November 17th. Yeah. So you guys have time. And clearly, if there's only 4 issues you have to read, you've got plenty of time to do it.
You have time to do the reading for this class, okay, people?
Yes.
And I'm getting into this mode.
I'm
actually going to be teaching a class again. I'm getting into like my teacher mode again. Night course once a week. So
I'm going to see if I can look at this.
We're going to be checking for homework.
Oh, it's not even out yet. Well, it comes out. Yeah, it is out. Look, I'm gonna put this link in the comments so you guys can have it. This is the trade paperback. It's at Amazon. It's barely anything. You guys can plow through it, and then you'll get to know a little bit about him. I might just order it myself, honestly, because I'm not trying to dig through my boxes to find 4 issues of like dig through thousands for 4 issues. I'll pay the $20 and get the trade paperback. That's a lot easier.
Yeah, that's like one time when you can go ahead and just
Yeah.
My comicsology is getting so full with all the homework and the reading that we have to do. I downloaded the Grant Morrison Doom Patrol because my son now. Listen.
This is a good transition, anyway. So
yes.
There we go.
Yes. Well, so Hitmonkey, I was gonna do Hitmonkey on comicsology as well, and then thought trade paperback would be great.
It's just much easier.
But then I'm looking at my comicsology, and I have so much Marvel in there now.
Yeah. I love it.
Because I've been going back and like getting these episodes, and then a lot of DC too. I downloaded all the Grant Morrison Doom Patrol because my son will not let me touch his Doom Patrol. Well, he'll let me touch them in his presence. And, he's become a collector now. He's 18 and he's like become a collector now. But we've been like taking him to comic book stores and getting comic books forever. And the Doom Patrols, he always picked up because they were weird and crazy and always in the dollar box, or always the ones where the comic book shop will be like, oh, go ahead and take that one.
Right.
Or you get you get those mystery boxes and they're always loaded with these off comics. The Doom Patrols were always those off comics up until a few years ago, right?
Yeah, up until pretty much season 1 came out.
Right.
Cared about
no one cared. They threw them away like toilet paper. I'm kidding. You could like get them anywhere. And he loved them because they were different and weird. And so every time I saw one, I would pick up one for him. This kid has like so many of the Doom Patrols right now.
That's good.
Yeah, and me, the mom who meticulously picked them up when I saw them and gave them to him, I'm not allowed to touch them because I am a reader.
Yeah, I know.
And to collectors, readers, you're the worst person.
And that's why you have to get 2 copies of certain things. Listen,
yes.
I hear it.
Yes.
I'm looking up right now. So they're saying, so obviously the other stuff was based heavily on Grant Morrison's run, but it looks like a lot of stuff in this one is deviating from that to a different run. So that's interesting.
That's where I was going to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're branching off. They're branching off.
There's all these new characters. Garguo, Garguax, Gargo. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Should I get the encyclopedia?
Go for it.
Yeah.
And then, so that's a new character, and it says they're teasing the Brotherhood of Evil.
Ooh. Those guys are like twisted.
Longtime comic fans will glimpse the villains of the Brotherhood of Evil members, Brian and Mansoor Mala.
I think they're like, I think they're like the villains we've seen before. They're evil, and they have this like evil personality, but they're not. They're scary, but they're twisted and good. I
love that stuff.
Yes.
I mean, that fits. That's very Doom Patrol, right?
Right.
It feels very Doom Patrol.
It's like, I kind of like this villain. Or you sympathize for them, you know? You're like, oh, you know, yeah, he's a sadist, but, you know, he got that way for a good reason.
Right, exactly. Trust me, you'll understand.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I'm probably, people are gonna come after me for that. He's not in the index.
Not?
Oh my god. So this is not the encyclopedia doesn't have him in there. We're gonna have to look other places.
I know. I'm searching right now. So I've got. Okay, so listen. This is. It says he's an alien conqueror who became an enemy of the Doom Patrol. He first came to Earth in order to develop and test his highly advanced weaponry. He claimed he had been banished from his home planet and intended to use his weapons to conquer his home planet, right? Mm-hmm. After his first defeat by the Doom Patrol, he joined the Brotherhood of Evil and has repeatedly fought the Doom Patrol. Okay, his claims were later proven false. It's revealed that he's an agent of Xerox 13, which is the ruler of Gargo's planet. And he betrayed the Brotherhood of Evil after Xerox 13 arrived to Earth to conquer Earth, right? Mm-hmm. This led to the Doom Patrol and the Brotherhood working together to defeat Xerox 13 and foil Gargo's plans to destroy Earth. That's very interesting.
That's why I love Doom Patrol. They always, the bad guy never stays the bad guy very long.
Yeah. So during the Alliance invasion, he attempted to join the Alliance only to be rejected. Feeling slighted, he reluctantly joins forces with Doom Patrol in defending Earth, but only so he can later take the planet for himself. After the end of the invasion, he immediately resumed trying to destroy the Doom Patrol, of course. However, the chief called in a favor from the United States president to fire a laser satellite at his ship, completely obliterating him.
Of course, Chief knows the president. He knows everybody.
I feel like they could they might take this pretty much exact storyline. So this was from 1989. 1964 was his first appearance, and then he died in 1989. So that's quite a gap.
Okay, yeah. I have the Brotherhood of Evil. Oh, when you're done.
Yeah, no, so I was just going to say, like, that's quite a gap, but it feels like I could definitely see, because I know I've seen, some of the pictures I've seen is, like, Robot Man hanging out with Gargo. So in the trailer and the Entertainment Weekly first look. So I feel like he could be coming in, trying to fight with whatever. Then they fight. Then they join forces. Like I can see this being very much the way they're going to play out the season. You know what I mean?
But it's not going to be that simple.
I know.
You know that.
I do know that.
This is the show that had Sex Ghost. Okay, so Doom Patrol
still there, hanging around the house.
Yeah, just like oddly, you may turn a corner and there you go. So you can't bring kids to the mansion. So the Brotherhood of Evil, what has been around since Doom Patrol started in 1964. They were in the very first volume, and they became the Society of Sin. I love that, Society of Sin.
I like that. Actually, I like that a lot.
Later. Their enemies, the Titans. Okay. Yes. I wanted to get this. Okay, so the Brotherhood of Evil is against the Titans, right? Right. Remember last time I made that connection between Stargirl, and Titans.
Could all come together.
It could come together, you guys.
I would love to see that because they do have like those big DC crossovers. Like they're not afraid of it. So that would be
HBO
cool.
Max would be the best place for this crossover because we wouldn't be like. I feel like our crossovers have been like, I don't know, chaperoned, maybe not chaperoned, like handcuffed.
Like yeah, I know.
They've not been able to get as far as they wanted to go. Like it's like y'all could have done better with this. You could have gone deeper. You could have done some more, but they didn't. They haven't.
Right.
So
they're being safe almost.
They're being very safe, and so I think if we let HBO Max and the Titans people and the Doom Patrol people get a hold of a crossover and bring Stargirl in,
that would be cool.
Do you know how cool that would be?
That would be really cool.
Oh my God. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. We're supposed to be getting a Blue Beetle.
Yes, I do know that.
Blue Beetle is an enemy.
HBO Max too.
Yes. So Blue Beetle is another enemy of the Brotherhood of Evil. Do y'all see how epic this could be?
I love it.
You could even have the crossover. Okay, HBO Max, if you're watching, listen. You could have this crossover with Stargirl and Titans and Doom Patrol and introduce the Blue Beetle and then have the series run. There you go. I did it for you. I did your job for you. There you go. Yeah.
Take it. Just take it. It's
just
fine.
Take it. I don't want anything for it. You don't have to pay me. Just take that one. That's a freebie. I feel like we give them a lot of freebies on the show.
We do.
Whether anybody's watching for it.
Notes.
Yeah, whether anybody's actually watching and taking notes, I don't know.
No,
but
they should be.
They should be, right? That would be a kick. Do you know how epic that would be? House of L, which Blue Beetle? Whichever one. I know there's like several Blue Beetles. I don't know which one they're gonna do.
Said, I'll search it while you keep talking.
Yeah. So Brotherhood of Evil, formed by the Brain and his ape companion Mansoor Mala.
Yes, and so that ape is in the trailer.
So the ape is going to be in the new Doom Patrol. Sometimes known as the Society of Sin. I'm calling them the Society of Sin.
It's a movie.
The
Blue Beetle is going to be a movie. Mm-hmm.
But
it's the kid from Cobra Kai. But I don't know if it says what name.
The kid?
The kid from Cobra Kai. You know the kid, Miguel from Cobra Kai?
Oh, okay. So that should tell you. It's going to be, they're going with the Latinx.
Jamie Reyes.
They're going with Jamie Reyes. Okay, so
Reyes.
Jamie Reyes, the Blue Beetle. That's great because they need the Latin representation. That Blue Beetle would be great in there. Oh my God, Jamie Reyes would fit in with the Titans and Stargirl so well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
that's what it's saying. Yeah, he's a high school student in El Paso, Texas.
See.
He finds the blue scarab responsible for granting powers in the first two iterations. So he finds it, and it attaches itself to his spine, officially making him the third Blue Beetle.
Okay, so they, the Brotherhood of Evil, are hunting for the scarab.
Okay.
That finds Jamie.
Right. See? All right.
See? Okay, look, so
it says
that, they divided the group between the Brain and Mala. And they started looking for the scarab. There's also Phobia, Plasmus, and Warp. And a gun-toting cybernetic gorilla, Silverback. I've seen Silverback in the comics with Silverback in them. And they threatened the Brotherhood of Evil. They basically came and was like, okay, we know you're looking for the scarab. We want the scarab. You're going to bring us the scarab. There's a giant... Okay, have you seen pictures of the silverback gorillas? They're scary.
Yes.
And this guy, and you get one of those scary dudes with guns. So I think that's what the Brotherhood of Evil, what turns them to like, okay, Doom Patrol, we're no longer fighting. We're friends. Come. I mean, I would still do that.
That would be me too. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So it talks about, it's basically the Brain and Mala and, in their shenanigans in the Brotherhood of Evil, Society of Sin. Their powers, are phobia, projections of illusions animating a foe's greatest fear. So they're basically a group that uses scarecrow powers.
That's awesome. Listen, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I love Scarecrow. I love the mental where they mess with your brain powers. Like that's what I like,
if they don't kill Scarecrow, this would be a good time to bring him in. Crossover.
Yes. That's true. Oh,
Crossover.
That would be super interesting. So
you can get Jamie Reyes as a new kid in the school. Listen, new kid in school. He's a high school student. And then maybe this town that they live in is not too far away from where Stargirl lives.
Right.
The Doom Patrol. Because, I mean...
Blue Valley, I think is the name of her town, right?
Right. And where is the mansion in Doom Patrol located? Do we know? Does it even have a solid place?
I don't know.
I thought after that first season when they like obliterated the town
Right.
I thought that... Okay, so anyway... There's crossover potential. You need ideas. You come to us. We can help you out.
We got you.
We got you.
I will tell you. So that's like what we're looking forward to for season 3. This is how it can tie into the comics. But real quick, where we ended season 2. So for people to remember, because it was kind of messed up, because they were supposed to have another episode. Yeah. And COVID happened, and they didn't get it done. So right now there's crazy stuff. Like everyone's stuck in wax in that like circus place. Remember Dorothy was like talking to the candle maker guy and he's like taking her over. Jane's like locked up by this other crazy personality that was saying she was Miranda, but she's not. So like there's a whole lot of loose ends that have not been tied up yet. So expect that to happen at the first episode of 3. So you might, I mean, honestly, guys, it starts on Thursday with 3 episodes. You might want to watch the final episode of season 2 to get yourself back in that game because there was a lot left open. You know what I mean?
So you might want to do 4 episodes on Thursday, like the end of...
or even right now, watch the final episode of season 2 today or tomorrow to prepare yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot. I will say, so I've seen the first couple episodes and they do a decent job of like trying to remind you where everything's happening. But I went back and I watched the final episode of season 2 after watching the first episode of season 3 because I was like, I need to refresh my memory of certain things. You know what I mean? This is a lot. And there was supposed to be more closure in the season and they didn't have it. So
yeah. And you've viewed this. So is the first episode of the next season, is it that Lost ending kind of?
Yes, but then they also set up for season 3. Like they're like, okay, here's basically what we should have done. But like in this hour, we're also going to set up for the future of the season because we're not just going to like end it. It would be weird to just end it like it's the end of a season and it's like the first beginning of a season. You know what I mean? Right. So they do a good job of weaving it together, I will say. Okay. I felt like they did. But I was still like... It almost feels, some parts feel rushed where I know it would have been fleshed out a little better had they had a full episode at the end of this. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But
yeah.
Is what it is. They did what they could with it. So.
Does Cyborg come back? Is Cyborg like there in the mix? Can you say no?
Do you want me to tell you?
No.
You will see him.
Not with that look in your face. When that look in your face, I don't want to know.
You will see him. I don't want to give you like details.
Okay. When she gets that look, you don't want to pry
them to kill me.
Too deep. That means that, she's under the studio lock and key.
I know.
And
the do not reveals are dangerous.
Yeah, the DNR. You know what? And the fact that they call it the DNR, which also means do not resuscitate.
That's true.
Seriously, if you violate any of those, you're done. You're done. They will not resuscitate their connection with you. So yeah, when Tessa gets that look and I stop talking, you guys are probably like, well, go ahead and ask her. No, I can't.
Now I will say so.
I know when not to push.
So because we really should move on to the next subject, but I'm so excited for Doom Patrol.
Why? Doom Patrol is amazing.
I know. But we've got a little bit of an announcement. I mean, I think we decided we're officially doing it, right? Have we decided that?
Yeah, we decided that we're gonna do it, but I don't think we've gotten the proper permissions. But
so
we've got the blanket permission. We have a blanket permission to do it, but we haven't contacted people yet.
Right.
And that's.
Why don't you announce it?
Yes. Okay. So we are going to do a Doom Patrol after show.
We are.
Yes.
I know. It's super exciting.
But we're going to do it on Spaces. So you guys get to come in and talk with us to break down what we just saw. And y'all know Doom Patrol, they throw a lot of stuff in there, right?
And we're going to get, like, the first week is going to be nuts. I really want to try to keep it to an hour, but we're going to have 3 episodes to talk about.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a crazy. After that, each week will be 1 episode. It'll be a lot easier to digest.
Yeah. So we're going to try this for this first time, that the 3 hour, to try to help one another kind of process what happened. You know, it's kind of like I don't know if it's going to be an after show or like a self-help group, you know.
Right. It could be a bit
Doom
of
Patrol fans. Yeah, we're going to help one another process what we just saw. And you know, so come together with us on Thursday. We will throw out there a time once we schedule the spaces, once we kind of figure out what would be best, because they're going to release the episodes probably at 3 a.m.
I'm assuming
Thursday morning, usually.
Yep. That's usually it.
Yeah, so we want to give you the day to watch, but we don't want to do the usual, okay, we're going to start this at 9 o'clock at night like people usually do, because you've got 3 episodes, and that means that, you know, we're going to be at midnight broadcasting to you.
It will be crazy.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, and with my family too, they kill me if I work past 5. So
oh my gosh,
we'll have to figure it out.
It'll probably it will probably be in the middle of the day. We will warn you about spoilers, but you can still come in. If you don't mind the spoilers, you can still come in and talk and give your 2 cents. And
I think starting next week will be a lot easier for a lot of people because you're not going to have 3 episodes to watch. You're going to have 1.
Right.
This one is going to be a little nutty, and we know it, but we're prepared for it.
Yes, we are.
But it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm going to love it because, talking with other people and comparing notes, like, did I see what I just thought I saw?
Right. And sometimes you miss stuff too. Like if you're paying attention to one thing, you can totally miss something else, which I've done before.
They have so much in these shows, though. So much. It's so easy to miss something, you know?
I'm going to have to rewatch them, or at least skim through them, because I watched them like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, I don't remember what happened in the first 3 episodes.
That's the way it usually is, right? That's the way it usually is. Yeah. I know. I love getting the advanced screeners, but by the time the premiere date comes, people are asking me, hey, what happens? And I'm like, oh, I honestly don't remember. And sometimes it's a surprise. It's like, oh, yeah, that did happen.
Like, oh, I forgot all about that. Yes,
yeah, that did happen.
So we'll be over on Twitter Spaces on the HCA.
Yes. Twitter. The HCA has given us the keys.
They have.
And they're going to, now giving us the keys to do Spaces. We haven't informed them that we're doing this show. They may run scared, like, okay, Doom Patrol is kind of weird and wild. We're not sure we want you to do that, but you know, this is like I'm in the year of, you know, ask permission later. So we're just gonna do it, and you know, I'm sure Scott will be okay. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine, but we need to actually get permission. We have like half permission.
People love us.
So just, you know, stay tuned and we'll update you. But
but I'm just, the permission thing and all that stuff is the reason why we haven't posted a thing yet. That's why
we came up with this yesterday. We were like, hey, it starts this week, so let's do this, because that's how we roll.
That's how we roll. Yeah,
totally.
So,
you know.
Anyway, come with us. Keep watch. You know, Mama's Geeky. Watch my social media. We will announce it, and you need to be there. You need to be there. It's going to be cool. Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And like we said, we know it's a tall task for the first for the first week, but after that it'll be a lot easier too.
You're up for it, people. You can do this homework, okay? We believe in you.
That's what I'm saying. Prepare yourself now.
It's a midterm exam, you know?
Yes. Exactly.
Like you said, like you're saying, prepare yourself now, right?
Yeah. Watch the final episode of season 2 so you can, like, your brain's in it, and then just boom, 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 binge those other 3, and we'll be. Yeah,
think about it as like it's a midterm, right? You got to start studying now. Don't cram the night before. Study now. So watch that in episode now, and then when the 3 drop that morning, go through it, and you're good. Yeah. So
I'm excited, and I'm excited to talk with you about it. So
yes,
Doom Patrol, that'll be Thursdays, and we'll give you a solid time later, but it'll be over on Spaces, which will be a lot of fun. And then, of course, come back next Tuesday. We'll be talking about it here as well. So
yes,
not as in much detail though. Whereas we'll have the whole hour to talk about the Doom Patrol on Spaces. So definitely we'll be able to get more
deep dive. Next, what are we talking about?
What if?
Killmonger.
Now
This is weird.
It was not one of my favorite episodes, and it's the same as with the Captain Carter one. It just felt too similar to what happened. it didn't feel like it was that big a difference. Like, yes, it's a difference, but like we still got an Iron Man suit, basically. It just wasn't called Iron Man. Killmonger's like crazy killing everybody. And like he killed Chadwick like that. Well, not Chadwick, T'Challa, but like what was that all about?
That's
and then
got me.
How do you say Wakanda forever without like he was making me mad.
You're like, you're not doing the arms, okay?
I literally said that in my reaction. If you watch it, I'm like, no, what are you doing? And then he does it a second time, and I'm like, that is a weak yell, number one. Like, T'Challa does so much better. And you're not even doing the arms. You're like, oh, Wakanda forever. No. I was annoyed.
You don't get to change it. You don't get to change it. You did not earn the right to change it.
Yeah, it was like a weird... I don't know. It wasn't, and it's not to say it's bad. I mean, for me, nothing Marvel does is like bad, right? It's not like, but will I ever watch it again? I mean, it's not one I'm going to watch again. It's Marvel Zombies I'd watch morning, noon, and night, you know? But like, this one was just not great. You felt the same way, kind of?
Yeah, there's only 2 What If episodes that I liked. I liked the T'Challa one, and I liked the Marvel Zombies, and that's it. Like, I was talking to someone on the thread, and on Twitter, and she's like, okay, my hot take, Marvel Zombies is not that good. And I'm like, yeah, I agreed, because I mean not Marvel Zombies, Marvel what if I was like, sorry, don't kill me okay. Got Marvel Zombies on my brain. But the What If was not that good, and there are people that are proclaiming it the best thing since sliced bread, and I'm like, have you watched all of them?
I think their plan is the final episode of the season is going to tie them all together. Because if you saw the like teaser trailer for like the second half of the season, you see like this week is Party Thor, which I'm so excited for. But you see Thor like talking about, oh, zombies, okay. And then you saw like certain people interacting, like the evil Doctor Strange and Captain Carter talking. So I think the multiverse is going to kind of like explode, right? Kind of like we saw with Loki in this final episode, and they're all going to come together, and then some things are going to go to live action. Yeah. I've heard rumors that Marvel Zombies is coming to live action, which has me so excited. But there's also rumors about Captain Carter. There's rumors about evil Doctor Strange. So I think what they're trying to do is give every storyline their due to come all together into one final thing. And because of that, some stuff is hit or miss, because like, you didn't need to focus that much on Captain Carter. You didn't need to focus this much on crazy Killmonger.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, they didn't give us anything new. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I love him in Black Panther. But this was just, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was about it. It was too much almost the same, but not. But
yes, we didn't get anything new. Like, in the T'Challa episode, where they had him as the Guardian, we got some new stuff about a lot of the characters. We saw Thanos in a different way we ever saw him. We saw the Collector, all the entire Guardians crew, like in a different light, and it sort of added to what we know about them. This Killmonger episode is like he was the same old. There's like nothing new added. And putting him with Tony Stark is like, Would Tony like dismiss Pepper like that?
That was annoying.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I mean, yeah, it's just saying like this is how he was different, right? He didn't go into the cave and have to build his Iron Man suit from scratch, like with just nothing, like things that he found. So it didn't change his character, right? And so I get that. Maybe that's part of it too. Like, I love me some Tony Stark, and I was just annoyed with him in this episode.
Oh, I can't stand Tony Stark.
I know.
I can't stand him. Oh my gosh. I get, you know what? You like him because he is kind of the villain though. He's a villain everybody loves. Yeah. I think that's where the appeal is. But yeah, I love Robert Downey Jr. I think he's brilliant. But Tony Stark as a character is one of those characters is like, I love watching stuff with him in there, but he's a character that I love to hate.
Yeah, I get that. I do. He's kind of a cocky a-hole.
Yeah, he is, but I love to hate him. You know, I love that when he gets poured into something, to me, into some of these into the Avenger stories, into the Marvel story, he makes it better. He does. Because of his ego and his, privilege. I think he makes it so much better.
It's true.
But I love to hate him.
So this was a weird episode. I don't know. I wasn't.
Yeah.
But we got Party Thor coming up tomorrow. Party Thor. That's going to be fun.
Party Thor. Yeah. I don't know what to think about
I have a Party Thor shirt that I'm going to wear tomorrow for my reaction. So
there's actually a Party Thor shirt.
There is. It was from Box Lunch. You should check it out. And I think it was at the Funko store too. But I got it from Box Lunch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to do that. I got to watch that.
There's a lot of good stuff at Box Lunch. Yeah, so we'll see tomorrow. So I'm excited. All right, we got 20 minutes left and 2 more topics to talk about. We can do it. So, Stargirl, we finally got. So in episode 6, we finally got this ISA JSA showdown that I thought was fantastic because you had Cindy here forming this new ISA, and then they kidnap Mike to try to get the JSA to come attack him, and they show up at the school, which I was like, really? That's what you're going to tell them? That was a dumb thing. Meet us at the school to fight. Like, you're going to go to the school? No, you're going to a random field. That was silly. That's just because they're like, well, we need to use this set that we have. So come to the school.
Is this going to be like a Degrassi episode or what?
Who's like, come to the school and we can have a super powered fight. Like, no one's doing that. I thought that was silly. And then that kind of annoyed me. I was like, really? That's where you're going? Whatever. But the crazy part was Eclipso came, like we saw Eclipso first take over Cindy, but then when the Shade kind of fought with them too, and the Shade was totally on the JSA side. Did you see how the Shade stood in front of them?
I told y'all. Mm-hmm.
I know. I immediately was like, I knew this sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Stargirl uses her cosmic staff there and she pokes the Black Diamond, because really that's all she did was poke it. I was like, this isn't epic at all.
It's like stab.
Yeah, I know. She's like, hey, poke. But then Eclipso takes over Cindy, but then Eclipso actually comes out. Mm-hmm. And we saw like Eclipso, which not as scary as I'd hoped. Poster looks much cooler than Eclipso and I'm hoping he gets more like grotesque as the more souls he eats. Maybe that's how it just didn't look as much as the poster did. You know what I mean? You know what I'm
and
saying?
Eclipso in the comics is a lot scarier looking too.
Yeah. But now he's like a little boy. Like he's pretending he's a little boy running around. Did you notice that at the very end, he's like a little boy and he's like,
that's comics.
Like with his little evil laugh running around.
Right.
And Shade is like super hurt, left his stuff behind, his hat and his glasses and his cane. So like, I thought this was a good mid-season point. I think there's probably 13 episodes. Usually that's what they have. Mm-hmm. So this is episode 6. So it's like, I'm glad they didn't make us wait for that big fight. Like, I'm glad we got a fight. It wasn't super interesting, but like, the JSA did a good job. They broke the violin. It was good to see them kind of fight. And then to see Cindy thinks she's so badass. She thinks she's like so cool. And she's got this group of people. And Eclipso's just like, what? Like they got their butts beat. Eclipso dragged her down into some hole. I don't know where she is now. Like, it was kind of great to like put her in her place, right? Because she's like, look, I'll just do it myself with this Black Diamond. You're not doing it. It's Eclipso. Like, you're not like, whatever. I don't know. She's so full of herself. And I usually like villains like that, but she just annoys me.
Yes. Like, can you listen to somebody at least once, please? That tells you, are you so into this teenage? I know better than the adults, the mode that you're like gonna just, this is.
Even the other kids were like, wait, I thought we were supposed to be like, 3-on-3 or 4-on-4. Like we were supposed to be line up, right? Mm-hmm.
Together.
And then we found out that Dr. Midnight is like out in Shadowland, like not dead. So where we thought Shade killed him, I bet you he's stuck wherever Cindy just got thrown to by Eclipso.
Wherever, yeah. Probably in whatever realm. Somebody in the comments said it looks scary, silly. That's perfect. Scary, silly.
Scary, silly. Yes. Oh, I see this. Yes. Yeah, you're exactly right. That's right. The fight was really good. I'm glad we got it. I'm glad we got to see every person have their time in the fight, right? Because sometimes you don't see that.
Sometimes it's a concentration on just one, and it came before because we're gonna have a lot of premieres. The premieres are starting for the new shows, so there's gonna be a little bit of a hiatus, maybe. Yeah, and then is
there one tonight? There probably is. They stopped screeners after 6. They told me, so now I have to watch it. When it actually comes out. Yeah.
Poor me. Tessa's got to be like normal people.
Normal people. It is today.
To be like the regular folk.
So there is an episode tonight It says when the guilt over Brainwave's death becomes too much to handle, Yolanda is forced to make a heartbreaking decision. Interesting. She's probably going to leave the team. Feel like I saw that coming. She keeps being all upset about Brainwave, and he keeps getting in her head. So I feel like she'll obviously come back. Mm-hmm. But that is a good, like you said, right? You have this big fight, and now they're going to focus on like one kind of thing. And
please, when you come back, one person's problems at a time.
I know. I'm so sick of like everyone's this much of their problem, and then you go to the next episode and you get this much, and then the next,
other
and you're
shows
like, finally.
Yeah, other shows do it. I mean, Titans this week did it. One show, one person at a time.
Titans. So that's a good transition.
Yeah.
Because I want to spend a good 10, 15 minutes talking about Titans.
I already started a hashtag called Superfire. Superfire.
There you go.
I wanted to do super ass, but I didn't. I thought nope, that's too much. That's going to open up to like
somebody's going to use weird stuff.
Yeah,
with it.
We're not doing that. Yeah,
you don't want to see that. You don't want to click that.
But y'all know what I'm referring to, right? Right? The part Tessa did not tell me.
I didn't. Of course, I didn't tell you. If I told you, it would have ruined it, and you know it.
As soon as I saw it, I fired off a thing. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? So Connor and Blackfire. So we saw them.
Let's be honest, they've been flirting quite a bit up until now.
I mean, if you didn't know they were flirting, I don't think you're watching the same show.
She told Starfire to bathe him and get him ready for her. Send him to her boudoir.
Yes. What else could
his own way there, though.
He did. He didn't need any help. And I'm sure Blackfire did the bath herself. So we find them, and we see them. There's no introduction. There's no romance. There's no dating.
Busy.
We find them like busy in the midst and clutches of.
They break the bed.
Yes.
And she is loud. She is not trying to hide what she is doing in there.
But how? Okay, that's the question I have. How did the Starfire not hear them before she walked in on them?
I don't know, but how creepy was that when like all of a sudden Starfire's right there? I'm like, you thought it was creepy? You're watching your sister get busy. I mean,
she didn't say much because there was like a white ass that went past her, And I'm like, wait a minute. Did I just see Superboy? Okay.
He ran so fast out of there.
Oh my God. You need a tan, Connor? You do?
He does.
That was pasty, but he's like super spin past Starfire. And
I mean,
I'm like,
luckily she was in that trance or gotten an eyeful. And I was like, this is the creepiest thing. And then later she like realizes that what did she say? Like, oh, you guys are sleeping together?
Yes.
And I didn't get it. They immediately start thinking like, should we not sleep together anymore? And I'm like, who cares? First of all, who cares what your sister thinks? Second of all, she didn't seem to care that much. It was more like she was just pointing it out. But that's when you find out that was Connor's first. She's like, what'd she say? First Tamaranian? He's like,
yes.
No.
She knew.
And she loved it too.
Yes.
That little smirk on her face, like,
yes.
Okay. That was your first.
Yeah. She got to taint the Superboy. That was wrong. Okay, that whole yeah, there's like it sounded good until it started coming out of my mouth. Okay, but I think that that whole should we stop or should we not? That was them, being okay, I'm the superhero. I don't need a relationship or anybody else, Right. I am hardcore. I am, Blackfire. Blackfire don't need anybody. She's like one of these closed off people, bathe him, bring him to my room. Yeah. I will do what I want to with him and throw him back to you. Right. That's how that's like the attitude she projected to everyone at first.
Yeah.
But then she kind of fell in love with the guy.
She really likes him.
And he's like, and then he's like the strongest one of the Titans. What's it gonna look like? He's in love with the villain.
I love it though. I love it. I think they make such a good couple. I'm so here for it.
This is what it's supposed
I think
to
it's
look
gonna
like.
help bring her. Which is why I'm like, gosh, they can write so well for Blackfire. Why can't they write? I mean, her in this was so good. The conversations they were having in the car when she's like, well, we don't have a lot in common. We can end this. And then later she's like, but I didn't really want to end it anyway. And I'm
yeah,
like,
it was so
I
cute.
love you too.
It's so cute. In the
So,
comments, they
I don't
say Superboy, he's only been out of the tank for 6 months. She slept with a 6-month-old.
Ew, gross! Don't word it like that. No, let's not.
Oh my god.
I don't like that. That's awful. Oh, but they're cute together, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was great that they thought Starfire would like have a fit. Starfire's like, whatever.
Yeah,
we got to figure out why I'm sleepwalking, y'all.
Right, exactly. Which that was crazy because she all we saw about that was her little on stage vision there with like the lady yelling my baby, and then the baby's clearly her, right? It had the eyes and stuff. And where she ended up, we didn't see any part of it. Like she didn't go talk to anybody. So eventually that's going to come out. So I'm interested to see what's going on because they led us to believe it was Blackfire messing with her head before.
But it wasn't.
So I'm interested. Is it their parents kind of? Because like, was that her mom? Like a super young version of her mom, obviously.
Well,
but
they're
like,
supposed to be one of the Tamaranian villains is supposed to be coming to Earth.
Oh.
At some point.
Well, maybe that's part of it then.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where they go with that.
Okay. So, but when that villain came to Earth, and I have a name in my head, but I'm not sure if it's the right one. But when that their nemesis came to Earth, the nemesis of their people, that was when Blackfire and Starfire are supposed to get together. Then so they're together now.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. So I'm wondering if the flashbacks are going to like split them apart.
Right.
Is she going to remember something? Because Blackfire is the older sister, guys. Remember, and Starfire is the younger one. I don't know how much time is between them. They don't say. But and y'all know Black don't crack. So you know they look like they're the same age and they're twins, but they're not. There could be like 10 years between them. We don't know. So anyway, we don't know how much time. So Blackfire could have been a 10-year-old, while Starfire is a baby, and you know something happened, or maybe closer to canon, where Blackfire, you know, is like, here, have my sister.
Maybe
when before she actually did before whatever happened later on. So I'm wondering if that happens. There's this big rift, and then they have to fight this evil together, and they come together.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. What else is going on there? Oh, Tim Drake is finally back. Yeah. Right? Because we saw him in the first episode very briefly. And then we saw him obviously for like half a second at the end after his dad got shot, after Red Hood was handing out those drugs like it was candy. So we saw him very briefly there. But now we saw him. He shows up at Wayne Manor and he's like, hey, I know you're Nightwing. I know Bruce Wayne is Batman. And by the way, I thought Jason Todd was the second Robin, but then obviously the second Robin died, and I saw Jason the other day when my my dad got shot, and they're like, and that helps them find where Jason is. And then we get Dick getting hit by that car on his motorcycle. That shocked me. That was crazy to me when he got hit. And I was like not expecting that at all. And then we have Tim just constantly telling him that like he's going to help him. I want to help you guys. I can help track him down. I know what to do. I learned from my dad. I can find Scarecrow and Jason. And then he gets himself shot.
And he's on the ground. And I'm like, this is the end of Tim Drake, really?
They're like, here he is. Let's sprinkle him in.
Yeah. We almost got him for the Longbox.
So I wonder if about that,
oh, you saw the next episode? Okay, of course you did. We almost got him for the Longbox. I wonder if we can like try to get him again.
I would like to get him, especially. Yes, I would like to get. We should ask because we're hitting 9 episodes. We're past mid-season, so
I wonder if we can get him and Kieran back, because Jason Todd is not having a good time.
Here's the thing. I love that he's starting to realize, like, okay, hold on. Let's talk about how risque this episode was, because we have Connor and Blackfire, and then Jason's going to this. Yes, Jason going to this sex house, basically, whatever it was.
Yes,
pay people, and he's like, pretend to be Hank and Dawn. You're weird, Jason. Like that was weird.
Yeah,
and the naked girl's like giving him advice on
with her boobs out, like it's like well, with everything out, everything out.
Like, okay, Titans, like you are getting crazy. That was wacky. But I did like, and then I'm like, why is it making me teary? Where she's like, go home, and I'm like, this naked chick is like making me cry. What is happening? But then when he reaches out to Dick and he wants to go, says he just wants to go home. I'm like, oh, and I was mad at Starfire being like, no. I'm like, Starfire, you just killed a lady.
Yes.
You just burned her to death.
And we don't know what else you're going to do when you start sleepwalking again.
I know.
It's not nighttime. It's not nighty-night time yet.
She wasn't even sleepwalking when she burned the lady. It was because the lady killed her son and she got all mad. But like...
And you just dumped your sister on us after everything. You tell us all this stuff about your sister. And then you're like, oh, she's coming to live with us. And you got the nerve to say that Jason can't come. Girl.
I know.
Girl.
I was mad. And that's when I was like, listen, I don't know if they're setting her up for something that's going to be good in the end. And I certainly hope they are. But all I can think is, why are you writing her like this? You're making her a horrible person. I can't tell you how many comments on my reaction on YouTube where people were like, I hate Starfire right now. She's being ridiculous and a hypocrite and she's being awful. And I'm like, yeah. And I don't like that they're writing her like that. I don't like it. She deserves better.
Okay. So every time... So for Mama's Geeky, the website, it's a publication. I am working on this article that I should have had out like weeks ago, but every week I see something else that I want to talk about. And so I'm like, okay, I got to rewrite this. And then there's like some weeks you're like, okay, you want to watch this first before you say, and then
I think you're good right now. You should be good.
Okay. Because even after this past episode, because I had the article, it was ready, and I thought, okay, I can send it into Tessa, but then no, I watched Titans, and then it's like, no, you got to write about this dynamic she has right now, with the sleepwalking and with Jason Todd, like, okay, how can you be this scared and fragile and frail person, but then you get all hardcore when somebody needs you? You were just asking for their help.
I know. I'm not loving her, and it stinks because
all over the place.
She's just all over the place. That's the problem with her. So I don't know. I wish they could write her well.
Yeah,
but you'll be fine. This next episode won't feature her at all, so you're good.
Yeah, in the comments they're writing Blackfire like Starfire should be. That's what I've been saying. Blackfire,
it's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts because Blackfire is phenomenal. She's doing so well, and I love her.
That's how Starfire
Maybe they were like,
be.
oh, let's bring Blackfire in so we can fix it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Blackfire in so we can fix it.
They were like, oops, we started doing this wrong. Let's bring in Blackfire so we can fix how poorly we write this person.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So my son,
maybe eventually we'll get to a good spot, but
maybe. I hope so.
I'm getting mad at her.
I am. So. She's riding my last nerve. There's this character that my son told me to watch out for, and I'm trying to look in this encyclopedia.
The Molly one?
Miracle Molly.
Yeah.
So his theory is that, Garth went and got this girl that Jason was like interested in, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, I think we can help him. He thinks that she will become Miracle Molly.
That feels like it could happen.
Mm-hmm. All I can find online is she's a member of the Unsanity Collective. I had to look up more stuff about her, you guys. I gotta research her.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. So I'm like, is this another crossover link? I don't know. So I'm gonna go look up more about Miracle Molly and get back to you. And she's not in this encyclopedia for some reason, which is like intriguing.
Maybe she's not that big person.
But if she's turning into a big deal though, because Garth is like, bringing her in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think she might be some kind of help with Jason later. And I love that Garth is the one is like, trying to remind everybody that they're family. I know,
well, because he's like a sweet little boy.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he's like, you guys did it for me,
right? And Starfire's like, I'm angry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so I'm seeing this, and people are going to get mad at me, but I think that this is like a low-key addiction type of timeline, talking about, because Jason is addicted to that drug.
Yes.
And this is like, this feels like, they're using like that addiction type tone to kind of talk about how much responsibility how much is an addict responsible for?
Well, it's just like the naked lady. The naked lady's like, I've done a lot of crazy things when I was high. A lot of bad things.
It's like, are you high right now? I mean, that's what I thought right now.
Probably. Who are you not high?
Because you're giving an actual.
They're gonna pay you to...
Well, and I mean, okay, yeah, you're giving an actual therapy session, and you're out. I mean, I know sex work is sex work, but this has to be a weird one, and you have to acknowledge that. Which
I did like the one guy just walked off. He's like, "I'm good. I'm not doing
it." So that tells me she's seen some stuff.
Right, and she's cool with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That was fun, though. I can't wait to talk about this week's episode of Titans, episode 9, next week, because there's some... I'm excited.
Of course you've seen it.
I know. I just watched it yesterday, so I'm not...
Of course
but it wasn't that... I had it for a while, but I just watched it yesterday. But I'm excited to dive into it next week, so we'll definitely talk about it next week. There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff comic book wise, because I don't know a lot of DC stuff, that I'm interested on your opinions on this one. So, and it doesn't involve Starfire, so don't worry. We've moved on past her for now, at least for 1 week.
For now, yeah. I think we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. The sleepwalking is something. It's
got to be something.
Yeah,
it's weird but I didn't like how they made us think it was Blackfire, and her sleepwalking just disappeared for like 5 episodes and then came back. I don't know. That was silly.
See,
Whatever.
That was and I had a problem with that. When it comes back, we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't break up Connor and Blackfire.
It was Blackfire. I don't think they will.
You don't think? I hope so.
I don't think they'll break them up. I hope not.
They're so cute.
They are so cute. All right. But we are not the only show here, guys. But next Tuesday, join us. We'll talk about Titans. You know what? We might pre-record next week. I'm going to be watching Venom Let There Be Carnage next Tuesday, which I'm super excited about. So we might pre-record this. So that means you guys, obviously you can chat amongst yourselves in the chat. I'm excited. So then the following week we'll talk about Venom Let There Be Carnage, because it's the week after it comes out anyways. I know you will have seen it. You're probably having a screening at some point.
We are they're in the process of finding a screening for me. So I will be seeing it next week. I don't know when. But yeah.
And then we'll talk about it the following week, right?
Yeah.
Because that'll be after opening weekend. So we might even go into spoilers. So
oh my gosh, yes, it's the week after. We can do that. We don't have to wait the extra week.
I know, it's exciting.
Oh my god, yes.
So we're definitely going to do that. And but we're not the only show on here. There's like tons of other shows. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get the alert when we are live. And what else do we got, Joe?
We have the Pop Council on Mondays, hosted by Jamie Philbrick and Wendy Lee Zaney.
And happy birthday, Jamie. It's Jamie's birthday today. I found it.
Oh, it is. Happy birthday. That is so great. Hollywood Approved Wednesdays, hosted by Kristen Maldonado and Yael Tijel. What to Stream Thursdays by Morgan Rojas and Lupe Rodriguez Haas. Training in Hollywood Fridays by Scott Menzel and Dimitri Panos. And Horrifically Horrifying by Heather Wixon and Kevin Taft.
Yes.
Their show is going to get good with Halloween coming out.
I know. I'm excited for that. They just got that trailer. So I'm sure they're going to talk about that this week, because we just got that final trailer yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was the same day as Hit Monkey came out.
Yeah. So tune into their show for that breakdown, and they probably have some like little bitty, a little tea to spill.
Yes. So definitely check that one out. And I don't know what day of the week they're on, but you can
I think they just kind of pop
I think they pop up when they can. Yeah. I don't think they have a full exact day. It's just when they can. So just, again, make sure you have the notification bell on, and you will know. And of course, these episodes all live here, so you can come back and watch them after. My name is Tessa Smith. Thanks for joining us on the Longbox today. You guys can find me everywhere at Mama's Geeky here on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok sometimes. And then you can go to mamasgeeky.com for all my written stuff, and as well as some of Jonita's stuff too.
Yeah, just Google her. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. You can't escape her, people.
I'm like Roy Kent.
Yeah. I'm Jonita Davis. You can find me on all over Jonita L. Davis. You can find me at The Black Cape, all my ratings. Mama's Geeky. You can find me at Moldiversity during the week, talking about, different little things here and there. Messy TV. Sometimes I talk about fandoms and ethics. you know, because fandoms do get down and dirty. So, you know, every once in a while, I'll have a Friday show on, you know, hey, this is something that, you know, we should not do maybe in fandoms, or something that you find in fandoms that not everywhere else. Anyway, but, you know, check me out. I'm everywhere too. So,
and on Thursday, we'll be on the Spaces at some point talking about Doom Patrol.
Yes, stick with us on social media. You'll find that notice.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.